My adventure along Italy's east coast starts here, in Venice, the jewel in the Adriatic's crown. And the only way to arrive is by boat. A real James Bond moment. As you cross the lagoon, the city rises before you.
I've seen many cities in my life, but you're gonna have to admit, Venezia has to be the most beautiful city ever. Look at that.
From here, I'll be driving the entire length of the Adriatic right to the heel of Italy's boot. Venice itself actually floats off the coasts. It's an archipelago city made up of 118 interconnecting islands.
Every corner you turn here is like being on a film set. But if you really want to enjoy this medieval city, the best way to do it is to go on water in one of the 400 gondolas, which is the very symbol of Venice.
Gondoliers have been taking people around the city for more than 1,000 years on its network of 177 canals.
Riccardo?
Gino, buongiorno.
Tutto bene? Buongiorno. Oh, what a beautiful gondola you have. I'll sit here because this looks very comfortable.
The royal sofa.
Ah, look at that.
Riccardo is fifth-generation gondolier and one of the youngest in the city. My tour of Venice begins on the Grand Canal. It carves a S-shaped path through the heart of the city, and all the other waterways lead from it.
Why I always see all the gondoliers with a stripy shirt? Why is that?
Because Venice has been conquered by the French Empire when Napoleon was alive. This is really similar to the Breton striped shirt, the French one.
Okay. Where are we now?
Now we are in the center of the city. Rialto Bridge has been the only bridge across the Grand Canal for centuries.
From Rialto, the Grand Canal meanders down to the San Marco district.
It's getting busy with tourists. Has any tourist ever fallen in as you were driving?
More than you can imagine.
No, really?
When they were trying to get out.
Idiots.
Just like London cab drivers, gondoliers take a series of tests to show that they can navigate the complex network of canals and manage the dramatic tides.
When you look at you guys doing it, it looks very easy.
It's like driving a car.
I want to try later.
Are you sure?
Yeah?
You have a life jacket?
What, do you think I'm gonna go in the water?
You will fall in the water.
No way.
The first day, I've fallen like 20 times.
No, I'm not doing it then.
We pass under the infamous Bridge of Sighs. It's said that as prisoners were led over it to jail, they sighed on their final sight of stunning Venice. As lunchtime approaches, we leave the busy tourist area for the university district of Dorso Duro. This is the locals' Venice.
That one there?
That one.
I love places like this. You know, when I see places like this, I know I'm gonna get good food.
Riccardo's taking me to sample the traditional lunchtime meal of gondoliers, chicchetti, which means small plates. They are Venice's answer to tapas.
Look at that, the selection is incredible. Some weird one, I have to say. This is eggs, truffle, and mushroom. Look at that. See, what people don't understand about Cicchetti is that it's a very simple concept. It's a nibble, nothing more than that. As you can see, you got the bread, and you can put whatever you want on top. That is the traditional Cicchetti. Due per ciascuno.
Due per ciascuno, due di baccalà e due di gamberetti.
Perfetto.
Che questo è una tartare di tonno con cacao amaro.
I've just asked this beautiful lady which one is a traditional one to have. She said bacala, which is dried fish. Try the one with the little shrimps, and one with tuna and cocoa powder. I mean, tuna and cocoa powder. Now, this is interesting. You like tuna?
I love tuna.
This is like a savory cappuccino.
More or less, yes.
That's all right.
Salty cappuccino.
Sì. Questo?
It's more like a savory tiramisu.
It's a good contrast.
Yum.
I've traveled almost 400 miles down the east coast, and the natural beauty of the Adriatic is spectacular.
I'm now more than halfway along my journey, and I'm visiting somewhere unlike anywhere else on the Adriatic, Gargano National Park.
Gargano is the area that forms the unmistakable spur of Italy's hill. This 30,000-acre mountain range has protected national park status. These forests and olive groves are home to some of the oldest trees in Europe. Most of its pastures are used for grazing Podolica cows. This farm, 15 miles from the coast, produces a local specialty, Caciocavallo cheese, that dates back to 500 BC.
Finalmente.
Giuseppe's family have been making it here by hand for 400 years.
Anche a loro, certo.
No. Okay. Smells amazing. Smooth. You get the saltiness, and there is a taste of smokiness. Sembra un po' affumicato. Come mai?
Perché nell'ambiente di lavorazione si accende il fuoco per scaldare il latte, per scaldare l'acqua, e quindi indirettamente...
They say that is a natural thing, because when they heat up the milk and the water as you making the cheese, there will always be a fire in the corner going, and that gives that smokiness. So it's a natural smokiness to the cheese. Oh, questo è buonissimo.
Certo.
Once you make the cheese, then you have to hang it. The minimum is 2 months. But you can actually hang it for many, many years. The more it hangs, the more flavor will develop.
È un peccato perché diventa, come dire, un formaggio da meditazione.
So he was explaining that this is ideal cheese for melting. I got an idea for this cheese.
Giuseppe has a herd of 100 rare Podolica cows. Their unique diet of wild herbs gives the Caciocavallo its distinctive flavor. After milking, master cheesemaker Voltei separates the curds. He pours over hot, salty water, and as he pulls and stretches, the flavor starts to develop. It's almost 40 degrees outside, and there is a fire in this tiny room. Let's see if I can handle the heat.
Che caldo!
Mo caldo.
Che caldo che fa qua! Well, I have to say, when I woke up this morning, one thing that I didn't think I was going to do is stretching cheese. Okay, we can do that. Oh, nice and relaxing. Cheese making.
Sempre piano piano metto in acqua.
Sempre nell'acqua.
sempre
Okay,
in
so
acqua.
he said keep the moisture of the water, so then it stretches
vuota.
easier.
Metto in acqua fredda in modo per
Yeah.
mangiare.
Then he said put your hands in cold water, otherwise you get burnt. It's too late now.
Allungare, sempre allungare.
Ok. E quindi la devi filare.
Sì,
Quante
filare.
volte lo devi fare?
Viene più sottile, più
Meglio è.
meglio è.
He said that the more you stretch it, and the better the flavor of the cheese is going to be.
This is a dying art. Just half a dozen local farms still make cheese this way. It requires physical strength, patience, and a good firm grip.
E quanti ne fai al giorno?
Mo poco, 3. Prima famo 4, 2, 3,
Sì,
4.
solo.
Sempre questo.
He only makes between 3 and 4 Caciocavallo a day, so you can imagine how special this cheese is.
Senza rovinare.
So this is the end
Caciocavallo. This is the end product. Now it's gonna go straight into salamoia, which is salt and water together. So there you go. This cheese looks like a huge...
This special cheese deserves a special recipe. I'm thinking one of Italy's most famous dishes.
I'm going to show you a really cool vegetarian dish, melanzane alla parmigiana, which is baked aubergine alla parmigiana. And this, once you taste it, you will not miss meat at all.
Cut the aubergines into centimeter-thick slices.
And then, put salt on top. If you have a beautiful sunny day, just leave them in the sunshine for about an hour. And what's happened? All the moisture is gonna come out and they're gonna be nice and dry, ready to be fried. Now, the first thing that you have to prepare once you've done the aubergine is to make the tomato sauce. I'm not gonna put any garlic, I'm not gonna put any onion, I'm not gonna do anything like that. I want the aubergine to be the queen of this dish. Tomatoes, I'm not gonna use fresh tomato because to make a good Italian sauce, you should never use fresh tomatoes. It's got far too much water. I'm using tinned chopped tomatoes. I'm using about 4, straight into the pan with oil. In there, basil. Very important to use fresh basil. That goes in there. Salt, very important. And a little touch of black pepper. That's it, really.
Cook for 25 minutes and the job is done.
Oh, yes. This is perfect. All the water is out of the tomatoes. Now just put it on the side and leave it to rest. Now let me show you exactly what we're gonna do to cook the aubergine. We're gonna use half and half. Half vegetable oil, half olive oil. Olive oil tends to burn quite faster. So vegetable oil helps the oil not to burn. Half goes in there and we're gonna shallow fry, eh?
I have one dish with plain flour and one with beaten eggs to coat the aubergine.
Now, if you look at the aubergine, all these little drops of water, get a kitchen cloth, pat them down so you take all the excess water away. Then, get the aubergine into the flour. Now, slap the aubergine so any flour, any excess flour goes away into the egg. So, coating and slapping, coating and slapping. Lift them up, make sure all the runny egg comes out, straight into the oil. That's it. You probably want to cook this one for 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes on each side. Look at the color. Beautiful golden. You know that they're gonna be nice and crispy. Oh, yes. I remember when my mommy used to make the melanzane alla parmigiana, the smell of the frying aubergine used to go all over the house. And for me, I was kind of salivating from 7 o'clock in the morning until lunchtime to have this aubergine.
I've repeated the process for 30 slices. Now, time to layer.
So let's start. Aubergine on the bottom. See, that's what I want you to do. Cover the bottom completely, slightly overlapping the aubergine. Now, once you've done that, I'm gonna put a little bit of the tomato sauce, not too much, just dot it around the aubergine. This is how many people, they make a mistake when they do the parmigiana. They put far too much tomato sauce. Then in goes the almighty Caciocavallo. Now, if you don't have the Caciocavallo, you can use mozzarella, any cheese that is gonna give you that kind of stringy texture. Now we go with the basil, okay? A little pinch of salt, Parmigiano Reggiano. And then we do it again. One for the Parmigiana, one for Gino.
It goes in the oven uncovered for 20 minutes at 180 degrees.
Now, once you take it out of the oven, it's very important you let it rest for a good 15 minutes before you serve it. Aubergine alla parmigiana should be served warm, never hot, because this is how you get the best flavor out of the aubergine. Oh, è pronta, eh? Beccatevi sta parmigiana, guarda qua, guarda.
Bellissimo, che spettacolo. Spettacolo.
Che ne dite?
It's very good.
See? The perfect melanzana is that you can see the layer with every ingredient in it.
E io veramente spero che ho dato giustizia al Caciocavallo. I just told Giuseppe I hope I did justice to his Caciocavallo. So, buon appetito.
Grazie.
Salute, salute. You're too young to drink, so no salute.
Very good.
It's good, eh? Oh, piano. They devour the Parmigiano. Look at them.
The town's unique architecture has been influenced by many different civilizations, from the ancient Greeks to the Spanish. But it's the fact that every building here is painted white with limestone that makes Ostuni so special.
You were expecting me to be on a scooter? Look at that. This is much cooler.
Segways are the newest way to explore the city's steep slopes in the heat of the summer.
This place is full of little streets, back passageways, bridge, arches. Let me tell you something. This is the best way to spend the day. This is the highest point of the city, the Cathedral of Santa Maria dell'Assunzione, and is a fine example of Gothic architecture.
As the city is perched almost 700 feet above the olive groves, I can see the Adriatic Sea glistening 4 miles away. The lime is such a symbol of Ostuni that by law each building must be repainted every spring. Now in their late 60s, brothers Benedetto and Beniamino were born and bred here. They've been painting their city for more than 60 years.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, signor Gino.
Tutto bene?
Bene, grazie.
Benedetto?
Io mi sono Benedetto.
Benjamin, come va?
Benissimo.
Tutto a posto? The reason why I'm here because I volunteered that I'm gonna paint, well, not the whole city, but part of the wall with them. Quando ma io non c'ho il cappello, non tengo niente.
Gino,
ok, because I don't want my hair to get messy.
Questo è il cappello
Very
tipico
good.
dell'imbianchino, Gino.
Ok.
Beniamino, prego,
So, I got
lui è
a
il
hat.
maestro. Lui è il maestro. Metti il
grembiule che si usava nei secoli scorsi che serviva per non sporcarsi i pantaloni.
Pantaloni.
Okay, so I got my handmade hats. This is the traditional apron that they used to use in the old days so you don't get your trousers dirty.
Okay.
So the reason why they're using limestone paint is mainly for two reasons. Number one, because the white color reflects the light. And the most important thing is because they use it as a disinfectant. So in the old days, if there was a spread of a disease, the limestone would make sure that it was much more controlled.
And it was the lime's natural disinfectant qualities that saved Ostuni from being wiped out by the plague.
Vado?
Sì. Dai, Gino.
So, la tecnica dovrebbe essere...
Spiega
Ma com'è
bene.
che non si usa il rullo?
No, perché
No. So this is the traditional way. And the way to do it, they explain, you put it in there, then you put it
Bravo.
upside down.
Ok, bravo, Gino. Bravo, bravo.
That's
bravo.
it.
Piano piano.
Slowly, slowly,
Piano piano, Gino.
you make sure that you go in all the cavity of the wall.
Così.
I'm wondering when I'm going to have a tea break. I'm
Vai,
tired
Gino.
already. It's hot
Vai,
in
Gino,
here.
vai. Bravo, Gino, bravo. Ti assumiamo subito, Gino, eh?
He wants to employ me to do this. I mean, as much as I want to really help them, I don't think this is for me. I'm going to stick with cooking.
While Beniamino and Benedetto finish the tower, I'm going to prepare the king of all Italian desserts, the coffee and cream classic Tiramisu.
Now, this is a recipe that has been given to me by my grandfather, okay? And let me tell you, every time I do it, it never fails. First thing, need to get a dish like this, because to make a good tiramisu, you need to make a big batch. Don't do it in the little fancy glasses. Make a big one, so then all the flavors develops together. It all starts with eggs. So get yourself 2 bowls, and we want 5 eggs. Now, the way to separate, there are 2 ways. There is the way where I guarantee you, you're gonna make a mistake, i.e. when you start to
juggle the egg yolk and the egg white in two shells. I'll guarantee you one of the egg yolk is going to break. Or there is my way, where you're going to have to use the little finger. So you just pick up the eggs, the egg yolk, and you just run it very gently through your finger like that. And that's how you get your perfect egg yolk. So add 6 tablespoons of caster sugar into the egg yolk.
Beat the whites until they form soft peaks.
Okay, this is definitely done.
Then whisk the yolks and sugar together.
See how it's changed the color? Look at that. Now it's going into a pale color instead of be bright yellow. What it means that the sugar is completely dissolved into the egg yolk, so you don't have the gritty sugar into your teeth. Okay, now, for a good tiramisu, you're gonna have to use mascarpone cheese, which you can find anywhere. So you just pick it up, gently, with a flexible spatula, just fold the mascarpone into the egg yolk. I'm going to use whipped double cream. You pick it up and you put in there, a couple of spoons at a time, and then start to fold in. My next ingredient is amaretto liqueur. It comes from almonds. It gives a fantastic flavor. So what you want is 6 tablespoons of amaretto liqueur straight in. Now you probably start to think now that the cream mixture looks a bit runny. Don't panic, because when it goes into the fridge, it will set beautifully. Now we're gonna fold in the egg white. Do 3 spoonfuls at a time, okay? Then gently, you fold like this, from the bottom to the top, because you don't want to lose any air from the egg whites. Whenever I make a tiramisu, I always make sure that I make myself a good espresso, because I like the coffee to be strong. If you don't want the coffee to be too strong, you can use instant coffee, but trust me, it's not the same. But whatever you do, the most important thing is to make sure that the coffee is cold. In there, I'm going to add amaretto liqueur. I think 4 or 5 tablespoons will definitely do the job. There is only one biscuit to use when you make a tiramisu, and the biscuit is called Savoiardi. Very important, whenever you dip the biscuit into the coffee, not to over-soak it, okay? So look what I'm doing. In, count until 2, biscuit out. 1 and 2, the biscuit comes out. And very important, keep the sugar side always on top. In, 1 and 2, out. Good tiramisu should always have 2 layers of biscuits. See what you have to do? A perfect layer on the bottom. Now, half of the cream goes straight on top of the biscuits. Like that.
Add a second layer of biscuits, then another of cream.
You just give it a nice shake, then you cover with cling film into the fridge for a minimum of 3 hours. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where is the cocoa powder? Why is he not shaking the cocoa powder on top and then put it into the fridge? If I put the cocoa powder now on top of the tiramisu and then it goes into the fridge, the cocoa powder is going to become really bitter.
After 3 hours in the fridge, sprinkle with the cocoa powder, some toasted almonds, and serve with cherries stewed in sugar.
Ragazzi, pronti?
Pronti.
Guarda che tiramisù che vi ho fatto. Guarda là, va.
Meraviglia, guarda.
Allora, piccola, grande.
Big portion.
A big portion. Now all of a sudden he talks English. Big portion, a big portion. Vabbè, big portion.
Mamma mia.
Vi faccio il vostro bianco, perché sennò dite che... Perché il bianco è il bianco di Ostuni. So yours is white. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Grazie.
Allora. Com'è? Eh?
Leggerissimo, Gino.
Salute allora a questo progetto.
Grazie, Gino.